When I saw the video on YouTube, I just felt compelled to honor this dog in some way. So I borrowed enough money to book a 2-month plane ticket to Chile, and off I went, with the intention of making a film about street dogs.
No! This is
This is what life is like for some of the 600 million stray dogs in the world. By telling the very personal stories of activists and the dogs they rescue, Lost Dogs calls for greater responsibility for dogs, because humans created dogs in such a way that they would be dependent on us. That's how we got to manipulate them to the extent we have. We've abandoned 600 million dogs because we're too busy, too cold to care. We give dogs time we can spare, space we can spare, and love we can spare. And in return, dogs give us their all. It's the best deal man has ever made. Dogs are our closest companions, a gateway species not only from humans to other species, but from people to people. That makes supporting lost dogs a global act. One of the goals of the film is to encourage support for laws that make abuse of animals a punishable crime, and to prevent such atrocities from happening in the first place through education.
¿Qué pasa? Que en estos momentos ya la población canina se desbordó y la gente acá es mala.
This is a film that mirrors the shadow side of our culture, but it also shows a way to turn it back around, to being a culture of compassion. The resolution is empathy, because empathy cuts through the sociopathic disconnect to reconnect with life.
Dame la mano. Tómale la mano. Toma, ahí.
The film will mobilize the activists who are already working in animal rescue and empower those people who want to help but don't know how. We do this by building a lost dogs community, both online and in the real world, through powerful outreach and communication. People who are educated and aware are more likely to participate in the struggles of our time. We need people to pressure governments into implementing government-sponsored, nationwide spay and neuter campaigns, and ending violent and futile population control methods. In the case of Chile, this would be poisoning with strychnine. When the film is finished, it becomes a tool for other activists all over the world, not only to raise awareness, but also to raise their own much-needed funds.
Adopt, sterilize, and educate.
We educate people on how, where, and why to adopt dogs and stop breeding them. That way we're not waiting for governments, we're taking change into our own hands. There's hardly a country in the world where this crisis doesn't exist. Either hidden from public view, like in the United States, where 10,000 dogs are killed in the shelter system every single day, or in places like Chile, where neglect is blatant. To get a global audience, we need a global campaign, and that takes funding. We need funds to finish production, for post-production expenses like music licensing, producing, packaging and distributing thousands of DVDs, for professional color correction and audio mixing. Over an 18-month period, we want to enter as many film festivals as possible where we are maximizing our chances of getting theatrical distribution and television broadcast. Because if you don't get the audience, what is the point of making a film? I have a story to tell. It's about the difference one dog can make. Please help me tell it by donating and telling your friends to do the same. Thank you for the dogs. I'm Vanessa Schulz.
Oh!